Oh shit! I'm gonna push to talk. Fuck. Hello everybody. Welcome to another podcast of Noosphere. Fuck. I was waffling on and yeah. Fuck. I'm gonna have to but I'll deal with the key binding in a bit. Yes. Today we are talking about the new chapter approved Grand Tournament Pack mission 2022. Some of the new missions, some of the new secondaries, and the changes and whatnot that happen. And we'll also be talking about the Shadow Throne box set. But first, I am here today with Dan, aka the Little Willy.
I got nothing clever to say today.
Really? I thought you were a Taliban.
I was going to make some joke about Gilliman getting pegged by a brain, but I couldn't quite phrase it right.
Fuck this keybind shit. This fucking keybind shit.
You're not on a keybind, mate.
I am. It's on Z. I played myself. It's because of the battle report. Yeah. Anyway, and I'm also joined by this is Scott James, aka the Man Vegas. Right, James, talk for 30 seconds so I can change this keybind.
Nathan gone diggity himself as a dang doodly doodah. Yeah. So yeah.
0
Hi
out of
everybody.
10.
How the hell are you?
There we go. Oh, there we go. Sorry, fucking hell. The keybind page in OBS is behind some shit. Oh god. Anyway, yeah. So new rules and shit. But first of all, how are you guys doing? What's crappening?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. I am just sitting here working on. Excuse me, your orc commission. I have finished all of the greens on da boys. I'm now in the process of blocking in blacks and yellows since they're going to be bad.
I forgot to give you backpacks.
You did forget to give me a backpack, but there's plenty of time for that.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping probably by tomorrow, all of the boys will be
green.
all. I mean,
will be men.
They're all green at the minute.
Boys to men.
Well, by the end of tomorrow, they will all have all of the yellows, their blacks, and the metallics, and the various colours I'm going to use on. I don't know. The armor's like made of. I want to say, what do you call the dinosaur units in Warhammer Fantasy?
Sauron.
Megadons and
Sauruses.
Yeah, they've all got like they've all been across the fantasy and killed a couple of them dinosaurs, and then they're wearing
man. They're all about that life.
The skinks and stuff like that. Yeah, they're all wearing skink skin. But yeah, ultimately, all of that will be all done and blocked in, and then it'll just be the big guys to start working on.
And I need to actually work on the few orcs I intended to paint.
Yes.
Dan, how goes it?
Yeah, not too bad. I've had some progress this weekend. I've been busy. I built a bunch of models. I spray painted a bunch of models. Getting ready. Built most of the stuff for the Craft Lords army. I got just a unit of Guardians to build and some of the Axe Wraith Guards.
Oh yeah, the Blade Guard that is shit.
What have you actually built? What have you built?
What have I built? I've built 6 Flame Gauntlet Aggressors. I built Primaris Chaplain on bike.
Ooh.
Built 5 Intercessors. 10. Fuck, what they're called? Dire Avengers. That's the one. So 2 units of 5 Dire Avengers. Warlock, Skyrunner.
And is it
3 Warwalkers?
An Autarch. Fucking hell. You have been busy.
The man went ham.
turbo nerding it. It was a productive weekend. Lewis wasn't home, so I got to do things.
There was no interference.
The spy
You
wasn't
went there.
sapping his sentry.
No,
That's
you
right.
went total Creed, tactical genius.
Hell yeah, dude! Tactical deployments everywhere.
So my next question is: have any of these Space Marines, aka the chaplain on bike, going to see play on Thursday?
Wednesday.
I'm not sure.
Right.
Wednesday, yeah. Sure.
Wednesday,
Maybe
Saturday.
I'm debating against Knights. I'm not sure if I want a chaplain or my captain on bike.
Why not both?
Yeah.
I don't have enough elites headquarter slots. That's why. Because I need to take a Primaris Psyker and I need to take a lieutenant.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't need to take a lieutenant, but I'd rather want a lieutenant.
Yeah. The invul provided by the Psyker is very important.
Yeah.
I finally
Do you
have a
not want
Psyker now.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a Smash Captain though, because your Smash Captain's brutal.
Yeah, the captain on bike, the Salamander's captain on bike is pretty sexy. It's very tough. It's very tough. And his damage is okay, but he's not there for damage. He's there to zoom about.
Same with the
pain
jet
and
bike captain.
take things. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
to cause interferences.
I think the chaplain doesn't have the sort of same output and damage.
Not like the White Scars one.
Yeah, I think I can make him like I can give him some of the relics and get him close to the captain on bike, but not quite on the same level. I don't think. The Crozius isn't as meaty, and he doesn't have a. You can't give him a storm shield, so.
Yeah. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, I have actually started to build the fucking Silent King, and
Yes,
I started, and I think it's a really fucking cool kit because they've managed to make everything perfectly symmetrical so that two of the sprues are completely identical. They're loaded with exactly the same stuff with the same numbers, so you can just kind of mirror everything. And then the third sprue contains like the characters and some of the more special bits, like the Catan guy. Then I got to the Silent King, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a little bit fiddly. And then I got to the fucking Pharaons. Oh, their little fucking arms will not stay on. They're about 1 millimeter thin. And I've built one. I've built one Pharaon. I've got one more Pharaon to go in the 2 Triarchal Minis, but I had to take a break.
Ask Millie to help you.
Yeah, I magnetized it as well.
Hands.
Yeah, I magnetized it as well, so that I can take the top platform off of the bottom platform. So it makes it easier to transport if I need to. But yeah, anyway. On to more interesting things.
You can't appreciate the new sprues until you built one of the old Eldar ones from fucking 2010.
Where it's all just smooth panels.
Dude, the instructions don't even tell you what bits to use. They're just like, here's how you put it together. Fuck you.
Well,
there's like no numbers or anything.
That'll be changing soon-ish, hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see what they change.
With the Silent King, can you the Catan shard, because isn't it the Catan shard of the Void Dragon with the Silent King?
I don't know. It's just a generic, Catan body and head.
Does it allow you to model it so you can actually use the Catan as just a Catan?
Oh no!
No. It's just a little
just a torso, a floating torso.
It's just like a little detail to his throne.
Yeah.
It's not a full-on Catan.
It's just a battery to power his little wheelchair.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. GT mission pack.
Yeah.
Stuff happened, right? Things happened.
Yeah.
Most of the changes I'm totally okay with. the glaring issue with the GT mission pack as it stands, aside from the secondaries, was the fact that the mission secondaries were either ridiculous to the point where everybody would pick them and max them out easily, or complete fucking garbage. It has finally changed in that secondaries are gone, but not. Sorry, mission secondaries are gone, but kind of not. Primaries are just now only worth 4, 8, and 12 points a turn, and then each mission has its own little bonus primary. And that's it in terms of the actual mission stuff. I'm guessing everybody is feeling that this is a decent change.
Yeah,
it's an interesting change with, like you said. So the primaries are worth up to 12 points, but you can still get those 3 extra points.
Yeah.
From the mission-specific primary objective.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing. It'll be interesting.
And it's also
to see
interesting. I find it quite interesting because it means you can max out the primary without doing the bonus objective. You just have to work a bit harder for longer.
Yeah, it gives you options. Yeah, so you can score it in turn 4.
Yeah, so if you only manage to hold two a turn, you can score 8 points a turn for 4 turns, and then try and make it for the 3 on the 5th turn to get your max out or whatever. Or yeah, it's kind of cool. I quite like it. Or if you've already come close to maxing out the primary, you can kind of just not bother holding and just try and get those bonus points to max it out if you're only like 3 off.
It gives you a lot more tactical sort of maneuverability with your gameplay, which is always good.
I think it forces a lot more tactical maneuverability in the sense that you can't just stick, say, 2 units. Like, for example, Space Marines, or more specifically Dark Angels, where they could just stick 2 units on 2 backfield objectives and just farm points.
Well, they still can.
They will still be able to. It just depends. It really depends what these new, because we don't know what the actual missions are and what these missions.
Well, we know 2 of them.
Yeah.
And we know that one of them you can move each other's objectives.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one was, but it's very similar to what already exists in the book. It's just been minorly tweaked. So yeah, but the more interesting stuff happened with the secondary changes, which overall, I don't know whether they're good or bad. The first one is engage on all fronts, got changed, so that in order for a unit to score it, it has to be a unit of at least 3 models.
Yeah.
Which basically means aircraft can no longer score engage, which I'm fine with.
Is it 3 models, but doesn't it exclude things like vehicles? So a vehicle can score it, it doesn't have to be 3.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so if it's a squad of infantry or bikes, they can. I think one of the things that I've noticed on there...
It just means characters can't.
Yeah, a couple of other people have picked up on it as well when I was doing my research. They seem to have completely disregarded cavalry. Like, cavalry isn't mentioned anywhere. So I think that's going to have to be FAQ very shortly after the actual release, if not on the day of release.
There's so little cavalry in game in 40k.
Yes, what is one of the biggest cavalry units? AdMech.
Fuck 'em.
Not really. I'd argue actually the most played cavalry unit is probably the Wolf Riders for Space Wolves. But there's just not much cavalry game. Most factions don't have cavalry, actually.
Well, no, but I'm saying, most AdMech players will run the Cerberus Raiders or the Sulphur Hounds, which are cavalry.
Yeah.
AdMech being one of the most popular armies at the minute, I can't see it just being left in the ether for very long. I really don't.
Yeah, it specifically says
doesn't matter.
In order for a unit to count towards scoring this, it must either have 3 models or be a vehicle or monster model. So Cavalry can score it. They just need at least 3 models in the unit to do so. And then vehicles and monsters can do it. But no characters and no units that have less than 3 models. So Necrons are going to stop spamming bucket boys, and people aren't going to be able to rely on like attack bikes to score engage and shit like that unless they take them in units of 3.
Yeah.
So it does poke and prod at a few different wacky things, and it's going to mean that people are going to have to have a bit more presence on the board and spread out a bit more. They're not going to be able to rely on these little individual units to score them, and it's going to make the end game really fucking clutch, because you're going to be trying to score engage on all fronts at the end game, but you're going to have to make sure that whatever units you're intending on scoring that with is going to be, still have 3 guys alive.
Yeah. And still make sure that your opponent's not scoring engage on all fronts if possible.
Yeah. It gives you a lot more tactical nuance as well, because if you think they're going to go, if they go for engage and you can see which units they're doing it on, you could roll the dice and see if you could knock them down to only 2 models or whatever, and then suddenly it spoils the plans.
No, it's gonna hurt a few armies that relied on, oddly enough, very fast headquarter units that are very tanky. Custodes and Salamanders. So you won't be able to cheese it with bikes and stuff. I think
a lot of the changes kind of screw Custodes.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, like, in a way, I kind of understand it, because Engage was such an easy one to get. It was such an auto-include. Like, I always pick Engage in pretty much every army I play, because it's easy to do.
And if you're a Space Marine player, Engage and the Oath of Moment was an auto-include, where now they're not going to be, are they?
It'll be interesting to see what happens. And I remember Henry saying in the group chat, like, every tournament, the way it goes is if you're not maxing out on everything, you've lost. And all the pro players were pretty much maxing out everything. So I think some of the secondaries were laughably easy. And there wasn't really much separating people when it came to scoring points. So I think making a couple of the auto take secondaries just that slight bit more difficult and nuanced is probably a good thing.
No, I agree. Like, how many times have you played and didn't max out Engage on all fronts?
I don't know.
That's the easiest to max out, because that's why everyone picks it, especially when everyone's just running pretty fast armies. It's just like a no-brainer auto-include.
Yeah.
Half the time you score it without even thinking about it too much. So
yeah. Funnily enough, though, won't that kind of, well, it will and it won't, but I kind of feel when you're saying about Custodes getting nerfed to a certain extent, and I know you're going to go, well, hang on, because they're a slow army, so it should benefit them. But I'm just thinking with all of the changes overall, another faction that I don't think is going to be too pleased is Nurgle.
Eh?
Well,
explain.
Go on. We'll cover the other ones, and then I'll come back to that. But yeah,
sure. Yeah, let's go through the secondaries and what's changed.
Yeah. So Bring It Down has changed so that you score 1 point for anything that's got less than 10, 2 points for anything that's got less than 16 wounds, and 3 points for anything that's got more than 16 wounds. No Prisoners is now exactly the fucking same, except you get an extra victory point if you kill more than 50 models, and an extra 2 victory points if you get more than 100 models. Deploy Teleport Homers is now completed at the end of as a player's turn instead of until your next command phase, so you can't get shit shot off the board before it completes it. Rod is now R&D, quite literally. It can be done by bikers and characters, but you have to roll a d6 and ensure that it equals or is less than the total number of models in the unit. However, troops get -1 to the roll. Don't know why I copied and pasted Rod twice. Investigate signal can now be started with enemies in the center. It's the one where you got to do that shit in the center. And you can declare that you're doing it at the start of the turn, but you have to have killed all enemies in the center of the board by the end of your turn in order for it to go off. And psychic interrogation no longer requires line of sight. So quickly bring it down. Changes. Guard can go fuck themselves. And anyone running rhinos.
Yeah, be worth 2 points.
Guard and rhinos, go kill yourselves. Basically.
Nah, that's fine. I still I'm not sure grind them down will be of. Wait, you grind them down?
Bring it
that
down.
doesn't make it. Bring it down. I was gonna say. Yeah, bring it down doesn't make much of a difference. I don't think it's still gonna be as.
It makes a
as
shitload
relevant.
of guard vehicles worth 1 extra victory point each.
Yeah.
Sure, but like, I don't know.
It hurts my tank list.
Yeah. It really depends though, because like you saw in that game, you didn't even go for killing tanks. Like,
Depends on the army.
it really depends on what your army is. Because against that match was just funny because you could not kill his tank.
No. Not with the 2
So
up. No prisoners, extra point for killing 50 and an extra 2 for killing 100. Whatever, I don't really care about this.
no one's gonna
one
pick
takes
it
it.
anyway.
Yeah, still sucks
like-
balls.
I mean, even against horde armies, like at most, like what you're gonna score like 100, like so what, maybe 12 points if you can chew through 100 fucking.
I mean,
models.
what armies actually bring 100 models?
Not many at all. Not even the horde armies bring that many models
No.
these days.
Orcs don't.
It's not model, is it? I thought it was points.
No.
It's based on wounds. It's actually based on the wounds you take off units, isn't it?
Let me grab the book. Oh.
So Space
I thought-
Marines.
No, you
Cavalry,
tally. No, you
two.
tally. No, you tally how many models you kill. No prisoners.
Yeah.
Each time an enemy model is destroyed, unless it's a vehicle, monster, or character,
It's wounds, mate.
add a number of marks to this tally equal to the wounds characteristic of the destroyed model. Oh, okay.
So you still have to chew through a hell of a lot.
Yeah. So you're either chewing through 100 guardsmen or 50 space
50
marines,
space.
or 100 orcs.
Or 34 Gravis.
Oh yeah. And, so who brings 34 Gravis, 100 guard, or 50 space marines?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Maybe
So-
we should.
Yeah, maybe we should try it. I don't own enough guard. I only have 90.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
Okay.
owns.
But your list regularly runs 70 to 80 guardsmen.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but that's still like.
That's still only 8-9 points.
Yes,
Tops.
fucking, it's nothing.
Yeah, out of a maximum.
And
of
that's if you
12.
kill all the guardsmen, which people
Yes.
very rarely do because there are more pressing things to kill.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a welcome change, but I don't think it's enough to make the secondary viable because hordes are not a thing.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one to balance.
Yeah. Deploy teleport homers, so you now complete it at the end of your turn. So
Awesome.
this is, you know what this one is, right? You have to do 1 in your deployment zone, 1 in no man's land, and 1 in your enemy's deployment zone.
Yes, pretty good.
This change, I'm totally okay with it. Completed at
Yeah.
the end of your turn. Yes, it means that your opponent can't really interact with it, but the whole purpose is for them to prevent you from getting into their deployment
Getting there
zone,
in
I
the
suppose.
first place.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that one's going to be a popular one going forward.
I mean, deploy teleport homers. Let me just quickly read this. At the end of your movement phase, wholly within. Oh no, deploy teleport homers is not the one I thought it was. I'm thinking of scramblers. Oh, this sucks balls. Wow. Okay, so deploy teleport homers. You have to do it in your opponent's deployment zone.
Yeah. You score 2 victory points for every unit that does it, but you can have multiple units do it.
Yeah. Infantry or biker. End your movement phase wholly within 12 inches of your deployment zone. Wholly within 12 inches?
Nah.
Dude, this secondary sucks.
Wholly within. Some of the deployment zones are only 12 inches wide, so you're literally on the backboard edge.
Wait, what the fuck? Right. One infantry or biker unit from your army can start to perform this action at the end of your movement phase if it is wholly within 12 inches of your opponent's deployment zone. The action is completed, but in this case, it's been changed.
Within 12 inches of the deployment zone. So
Wholly
you don't have
within.
to. Yeah, but you don't have to be in the deployment zone. You can
No,
be.
you've got to be 12 inches from the deployment zone.
Yeah, so you can be just outside it and still score it as long as that unit is 12 inches
away
from the whole deployment zone. And then if you're in the deployment zone, like in the deployment zone, you score 4, which is pretty good. Certain armies can do this quite well. Like if you got if you got like crappy infantry that you deep strike, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I understand that. Yeah. That's a weird one. I don't know. Not 100%. At least it doesn't require a dice roll like Rod, which is now Nax. I don't know what the fuck it is now. R&D. Can be done by characters and bikers, but they roll a d6, and it's got to be equal or less than the number of the units. And troops get -1. So, like James said before we started, troops can now auto pass it if there's 5 models in the unit, and characters have to roll a fucking 6 up to do it
without a reroll. So characters have to do it with 6 up, and you can't reroll that because it's an action, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can't reroll actions.
Nope.
Bikes can do it,
but you need at least
No, you don't need 5, guys. You have to roll less than or equal the number of models in the unit, and then it should track
you roll a 1. So you roll a 1 with 4 bikers, and that's 5.
Yeah. No, you're not understanding. I don't think you understand how it works. You just have to roll a dice that is less than or equal to the number of models in the unit. If you've got 5 bikers, a 1 to 5 passes the roll, and if you've got 1 character, you have to roll a 1. If you roll a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you fail.
Yeah. You fail.
Whereas troops, if you've got 5 of them, you have to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they also get -1 to the roll, so even if you get a 6, it's still a 5. So 5-man troop squads can automatically pass it. Characters have to roll a 1, and smaller units, it's going to get sketchy.
Right, but a 4-man troop would have to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's worded so bad again.
Yeah.
They just can't. They just can't get the gist of writing rules.
I just don't like rolling a dice to see if my action goes off.
Yeah.
Bring it down, blow up a tank, you get points. All right. Now I put this model in a very precarious position on the table in order to do this special task. Oh, I rolled a 6. I guess I fucked it up.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't.
Yeah, it's an odd change. I don't like it because Rod only maxed out at 12. That was the way they balanced it. It's easier to do. You only have to do it 3 times, and granted, you have to kind of get in fucky places to get it to go off. But you only got 12, even if you maxed it out, not 15.
Yeah, now you have to just jump through some additional hoops to score still 12 points.
Yeah. So I don't like. I don't like RNG when it comes to secondaries and primaries.
Octaria's data had to be specifically troops.
Yeah, but now it can be done by everyone.
It's kind of
not vehicles.
It's whatever. It just means that like big units of bikes are pretty good. So like I don't know, like Raven Wings might have a better time.
It means knights can do it. Because if you make them characters, you have to roll a 1 though.
You still have to roll a 1. It's still shit.
Yep.
Knight still can't score fucking
Yeah.
80% of the missions.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think people will be taking Rod anymore unless they're a specific faction. I don't think
Some armies can do
any
it.
elite armies will be taking it.
No, elite armies won't. No. Can't
Unless,
see
like I said, do you think that when they do release the full pack, there could be like a day one FAQ release with it that states things like knights
Nope.
count 5 models?
No, they don't give a shit about knights.
I think the intention all along was for people to choose 2 secondaries from the GT mission pack and then choose one of their faction secondaries. Unfortunately, a couple of factions have garbage secondaries, and obviously a bunch of factions have no faction secondaries. So there's a bunch of factions that are literally like forced to take really shitty secondaries from the book just to make up 3, like knights.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feel bads for Tyranid players and Chaos Space Marine players.
And Necron players.
And what? No, those with an 8th edition codex?
No, I mean, Necron's secondaries are kind of shit.
Right. Well, Necron secondaries are shit, but 8th edition codexes don't even have any that can be used.
Yeah. And a lot of armies kind of ate shit with the whole Rod thing as well, and Engage on all fronts, because there were a lot of armies that were using, like Tyranids and Necrons and stuff, that were using like the Murder Buckets, the Lictors for the Tyranids to score Engage and to score Rod. Yeah. And now I don't think anyone's ever going to field those models ever again. I don't know. It's just a weird fucking change. Investigate signal. You can now do it. You can declare you're doing it at the start of the turn in the center of the battlefield, but all enemies have to be dead by the end of the turn for it to go off.
No.
I mean,
it's whatever.
I mean, only infantry can do it. No character can do it. You've got to be wholly within 6 of the center. And you've got to kill all the enemies that are also in the center. I mean, this just seems like Space Marines are going to do it, probably, all the time, right?
I mean,
they're already there.
You say that, but you score 3 victory points, so you need to score it every turn to max it out.
Yeah.
And depending on what the mission layout is, as in if you're deploying vertically or horizontally on the, or lengthways or whatever the fuck, however you want to describe deployment, long side or short side, it's going to be easier. At least it's scored at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Like you said, you've got to do it 5 times to max it out.
It's not always easy to get in the center.
No.
And it's, again, wholly within 6 inches of the center.
Which is a very small bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a better change, but I'm still not sure who's going to take it. The thing I find
think it's gonna. Go ahead.
The thing I find really weird is they've changed Psychic Interrogation, which is like the only Warpcraft secondary anyone ever took, so it no longer requires line of sight. And then they've just ignored all the rest of the Psychic ones completely. Which are the ones no one fucking takes because they suck dick.
What, Pierce the Veil? Come on! Score 8 victory points at the end of the battle. 1 or more units from your army successfully completed the following psychic action 2 or more times during the battle. Or 15 if they did it 4 times. And what you have to do, perform this psychic action during your psychic phase within 6 inches of your opponent's battlefield edge.
And more than 6 inches away from any models.
Nah. and you have to do it 4 times.
Yeah, and it can be denied. And it has to be a character. Can't be a psyche unit. So Grey Knights can eat shit.
So
Oh, and
you need to take...
your psychic can't do any psychic abilities if they do the action as well. So
Yeah, so you have to deploy a Thousand Suns Chaos Sorcerer and Terminator armor.
yes,
And deep strike it on turn 2.
onto your opponent's battlefield.
Yes.
Edge.
And do it on turn 2, 3, 4, and 5. And hope somehow it doesn't die. You just put it in a fucking corner behind all the...
That's exactly how you have to do that secondary.
I mean, it depends. It might be if you pull it off.
Or if you're a Grey Knight player, your Gate of Infinity yourself turn 1.
Fucking Drago, that's what I should do with Drago. He never does anything anyway.
Yeah, that's Drago's thing.
So who knows? Maybe it could be okay, right? If you get if you invest, so a 100 and 150 point investment for if you can somehow guarantee it for 15 points is okay, but then
it gets denied.
It can get denied. It's hard to whiff, but still.
Yeah, I mean you can always perils as well.
Perils not guaranteed death. In fact, pretty sure every Psyker pretty much survives perils the first time. So.
Warp Ritual, you've got to do it how many times? You got to do it 3 times in the center of the battlefield. Only within 6. Just to score 12 points. You can't even get 15 for it.
Yeah.
Abhor the Witch is just Psyker hate, and everybody takes it whenever they go against Grey Knights and Thousand Suns. I'm surprised they didn't nerf that a bit, because it felt a little bit painful. But I guess, army's got to be weak at stuff. And that's it for secondaries. So some changes, it's like half-hearted changes, like, oh, these are the secondaries everybody takes, let's poke them a bit. These are the secondaries nobody takes. Oh, fuck it, you know what, let's just make another Primaris Lieutenant.
And here's the secondaries that we forgot about.
yeah.
Oops.
I don't think they even touched
me.
They didn't touch Purge the Enemy, did they? Oh no, they did.
No.
That was the Bring It Down. Yeah, I was gonna say Titan Hunter is still the same, Assassination is still the same. Just Bring It Down that changed. Behind Enemy Lines is still the same. Stranglehold's the same. To the Last is the same. Banners is the same. Yeah, they kind of, I don't know.
Hey, I'll happily keep picking banners every game. Don't worry about it.
And to smooth it all off, Imperial Guard ate shit.
Yeah.
What? You got 2 up saves. What more do you want? Fuck off.
Right. Here's a quick game then.
A game.
A quick game for a quick kiss. Let's go.
Quick game for a quick game. So go through the armies that we play. Go through the armies that we play, and now pick your favorite primaries, secondaries.
Okay, Custodes.
Kill yourself. No, it's hard to say though, because you can't just pick secondaries based on just your army. You always pick it based on what your opponent's playing, what the battlefield looks like, what the mission is. It's not just as simple as I play this, so I always pick those, because it's not how it goes.
Honestly, I think at this stage I'll still probably take stuff like To the Last. I'll still take stuff like Banners. And I'll probably still maybe take Engage.
I think Custodes are not going to be Engage worthy anymore.
Well, they've got Sisters of Silence.
Yeah, but it's not like they can dash across the fucking battlefield.
Well, they kind of can. They've got a 7-inch move, and the Witch Seekers have a 6-inch pregame move.
Sure, but are they going to get in the other table quarter on turn 1?
Some missions, maybe, but
in some missions, but I still don't think it's going to be as easy.
They got jet bikes.
Jet bikes will be more useful from that perspective, yeah. But jet bikes, people don't run jet bikes very often at all now. So.
I mean, what secondaries would you take, generally speaking?
I mean, I'm still Banners. I think banners is an easy one. For Custodes is a bit tougher with banners because every unit is so much more important in Custodes.
Yeah.
So, for example, in the troop slot, you always end up with Sagittarum, right? And they actually, man, they shoot good.
Yep.
So it's like, do I want to lose a turn of Sagittarum shooting to do an action? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. It really depends. On some missions against some opponents, you can afford. If your opponent is a slow army, you can still get away with like dropping a banner turn 1 in your backfield with the Sagittarum, and then you can move them up from turn 2 onwards. Engage again. I'll probably pick engage. I don't know actually if I'm gonna pick engage. I think engage is gonna be good if you run like 2 units of bikes or bikes and Venatari.
Right.
So anything that can sort of, because again, engage is like only good if you can again be in all 4 quarters every turn.
With the new Custodes rules, which we'll go into in a sec, I can see myself taking A, Sisters, B, Alarus, and C, Bikes.
Yeah, there's one very interesting change by the Alarus, which like made me go, huh?
Yeah, I think we're both thinking the same thing, but we'll get onto it in a bit.
Yeah.
James, what about secondaries for you?
Well, so the bonus secondary that you move into the primary now.
Yeah.
For the additional 3 points.
Yeah.
Let me get my head around this. Can that only be the mission secondary?
Yes. It's no. It's the primary. It's part of the primary mission score.
It's an additional task you have to do for the primary. So, for example,
that is locked up the mission.
Yes.
Let me bring up the.
Yeah, it's locked to the mission. You have to do it once. Well, you don't have to do it, but you can do it once a turn to bump up your primary score by 3 points.
Yeah, so it's to go back to sort of scoring 15 primary.
So it's not a secondary that you can pick.
Yeah, so for example, on the secure missing artifacts mission, you score 3 additional points for your primary for holding the precious objective, which is determined by your opponent before the game begins.
Right.
And on recover the relics, you score 1 victory point for each enemy unit destroyed at the end of each battle round to a maximum of 3.
Oh.
This mission appears to replace retrieval mission.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I like that. You get a bit more of an incentive to shoot shit.
I mean, again, Imperial Guard ain't shit.
Yeah.
It's not just Imperial Guard. It just means that like
Horde armies are painful.
It's not even that. It's like so you have to kill 3 units in a turn to score that. It's not quite tough. Not so.
And you've got 5 turns to kill 3 units.
Yeah.
No. It's 3 units per turn.
So it's going to be impossible to score against, say, Custodes. After like turn 2 or 3 or whatever.
Some missions will potentially favor different armies.
Fair enough.
But again, it's interesting. Yeah. I think it makes that first turn interesting with that rule.
Yeah.
Because some armies like to just hide behind, just hide turn 1, turn 2, like Sisters, Drakari, of course, depending on who goes first. So maybe that might be a bit more of an incentive for them to like, go and try and score a couple of extra victory points on turn 1. Or maybe quite the opposite, try to deny the opponent.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Well, this is why I was saying, right, so now we've gone through now. This is why, like, in my mind, it's going to hurt Nurgle as well, because a lot of the points are based around holding the center of the board from turn 1, going into back quarters, turn 1, turn 2, doing actions in your opponent's end of the board, and then killing things off the bat from turn 1?
I mean, they're
I
slow as
think they're
shit,
still okay.
but I
Well,
think
exactly.
I think
And the survivable.
so. People are just going to have to change their lists to play the game. That's all it's going to
Yeah.
be. They're
Yeah.
not going to be able to bring 3 squads of 20 poxwalkers and just go, oh, spread the sickness.
I don't know. I think it doesn't. If you think about it, right?
They just take to the
They have
last.
to. They might take to the last. Still a good pick.
Take spread the sickness like
Yeah.
50% of the time, which they can do regardless.
Engage is still pretty good on them. Like bloat drones are still pretty fast.
Yeah.
And very resilient.
Well, you can't
You
engage
still
with
got the
bloat drones,
Terminator.
can you?
You can't engage with blood drones.
Yes.
Oh wait,
'cause
yes, you
they're
can
a
because they're vehicles. Fuck me.
They're a vehicle, so you can engage with
Yeah.
them. You still got the Blight Lord Terminators, which have fun chewing through 10 of those.
Yeah, that is true actually.
Yeah.
That is kind of true.
It's really not that bad for Death Guard.
Yeah.
Death Guard are fine.
Yeah.
They still got raised banners if you want to go that route, you know.
Yeah, it's true. With a random squad of Plague Marines. We're gonna have to move swiftly on because we're already 46 minutes in.
Very. Okay.
Custodes rules. We're gonna have to go through these next few reasonably swiftly. So Custodes got Catars. We're weebs now. So there's 6 to choose from. You have to pick a primary, tertiary, and a primary, secondary, and a tertiary, and they have two modes which you also pick from. You have to, once you pick the next one, you can't go back to the like if you pick a secondary Qatar, like one of the 2 stances, you can't go back to the primary. I think we've already talked about this actually. Haven't seen all of them. We've seen a couple of them. There's a couple of decent ones, a couple of not interesting ones. But the bit of rules that came in after that was that the new shield hosts actually do something this time, and they have 2 traits, and they also have a specialist Qatar that they are they favor, which means when you select it, you get both benefits for a turn.
Right.
So you instead of picking stance 1 and then stance 2 or whatever, for the first turn that you select the stance, for the first turn you select the Qatar, you get the benefit of both, and then the second turn you can pick one of them.
Yeah, it's a bit like a mini war.
Yes, it is. It 100% is. It's like a mini war that you can cycle through every couple of turns.
Yeah, there's actually kind of for the almost works like the greater wars now. You have one little effect, and then the turn after you get the full whack.
Yeah. The main shield host trait for like the generic Custodes is that you basically get the Death Skulls ability, which is reroll 1 hit roll or 1 wound roll, and also you ignore mortals on a 4+. So it's just kind of a super generic. I can't be asked to pick another shield host trait, so I'll run with this. A couple of the relics got tweaked for the shield host. So the Swift Silver Talon no longer allows the bearer to advance and charge. I don't think it's now. It can fall back, shoot, and charge. It's a spear. It's a relic spear with slightly fancier AP or something. I don't know. And that's it. Also, the Blade Champion is
pretty cool
beast.
He's pretty cool. He hits pretty good. He's a truly choppy boy. Oddly enough, save a 3-up instead of the 2-up.
Yeah, but he can't be hit on anything less than a 4 in melee combat.
In melee only, yeah.
And I assume he'll have the generic invuln rule as well.
Yeah, I like that he gives +1 to charges.
Yes.
If he's in melee combat, everyone else gets +1 to charge.
It's kind of cool because you can give him the Solar Watch Warlord trait, so that he can pick 1 unit at the start of the charge phase, and they can advance and charge. So, and he can also pick himself for it. So he can either stay behind a unit, advance ahead of them, select himself to charge, and then give the unit that he was behind +1 to charge against that same unit, even if they haven't advanced.
Is that one of the new rules for Solar Watch?
So it's Solar Watch's Warlord trait, Sally Forth.
Oh right, yeah, Sally Forth. Yeah,
So there's some interesting shit, and I'm
they ripped
guessing.
that straight out of the Knight
Yeah,
Codex.
pretty much, yeah. And I feel like if you load him up with like Warlord traits, relics, and Captain Commander traits, if you can do that, I don't know. He's gonna be kind of a problem.
Yeah, he's gonna hit pretty hard. And was it they confirmed that he's like 110 points?
110 points, so he's cheaper than a
It's
shield
pretty
captain.
good. It's pretty good, yeah. He's kind of beastie.
He fucks pretty much anything.
What we don't know, however, still is what's happening with the inborn for Custodes.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the real like.
I wonder if we're going up to a 5-up. Like we're gonna be baseline 2-up, 5-up instead of 4-up. And then the
That's
Storm
gonna
Shield boys
be
become a 4-up.
that's gonna be such a blow to the army
Yeah.
that I'm not sure that's gonna be if they go down to because they already can be shot relatively easy.
They
There's so much
haven't
volume of fire at the moment in game.
they haven't like showcased it, which is
Yep.
why I'm a bit concerned.
Yeah.
Because sisters
And
are now baked in and they now have the core keyword. And
yes.
the Aegis of the Emperor keyword I don't think is still on the datasheet. So it's like a new army ability. So I don't know. I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun. It might go the way the dodo.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, I'm hoping they keep the infantry and bikers have obsec.
Yeah.
For some, I don't know. Something tells me bikers are gonna lose it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. I can see it going either way.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a reason they haven't revealed the core detachment ability.
Yeah, like I said, because so far we haven't seen anything that's like helps with the defenses.
Yeah.
Right. Which means if they do lose the 4-up inborn, they're gonna die so fast.
Yeah, because it's been pretty much confirmed that they're not getting any more wounds except for their characters.
Yeah, the characters are getting an extra wound. What do you do?
So I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I said, sisters are now core. So the Witch Seekers, the Vigilators, the Prosecutors. Prosecutors are the Bolter Babes. They are now troops. Witch Seekers are the Flamer Babes. They now have 4-1/1 Flamers, and they get a pre-game 6-inch move. And the Vigilators, which are the ladies with the great swords, strength 5, AP -3, flat 2, I think. They are now elite. And they all have a standard move of 7 inches. And there appears to be a Sisters HQ called a Knight Centura, but nobody knows what the fuck it does yet. So
Yeah, the Sisters HQ. I thought there was a few rules on it, wasn't it?
a Leia, I think it was a Leia. A Leia, you can take her as a solo HQ now. She can fight if she hasn't already fought and dies. And I believe she gets to fight first, or she causes someone else to fight last, something to that effect.
Yeah, no, I thought they revealed a bit on that HQ for the new one, the Centuria.
We check.
I remember reading something about it.
Cadre tactics. While friendly Anathema Psychona core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a wound, roll a 1. So she's
rolling ones.
She's a lieutenant for sisters.
Yes.
Specifically. So
I was gonna say I remember reading something about it.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna take the Flamer Babes because A, they're cheap infantry that can do action as a squad of 5. B, they get a pre-game move, means you can like either engage, strangle, or just take primary a bit earlier and a bit easier. And with a Knight Centura, re-rolling wounds on the Flamers, 4-1/1 Flamers are something that the army kind of doesn't have. They don't really have any kind of horde killing units. Yeah, I might take some Flamers and some Bolters.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. And with the they already hit with the Centura, they might reroll ones.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Vexilla is now the same pretty much, except they've reworded the keywords. So one of the Vexillas gives light cover, one of the Vexillas gives heavy cover, and the other gives plus attack.
There is one change there. The one that used to give there's a big change. The one that used to give 5+ invuln to
Oh, the Vexilla Imperius, yeah.
Yeah. That used to give a 5+ invuln cover to all Imperium units.
Yes, yeah.
Now it just gives
Heavy cover.
Heavy cover to just Custodes.
Yeah.
So no more soup shenanigans.
Yeah.
No more Imperial Guard with 5+ invuln.
Yeah. The one thing that I found most interesting, which is what I think Dan was alluding to earlier, is you can now take Alarus as units of 1.
Yes. Yes.
I'm so fucking hyped.
It's like a baked-in Unleashed
Alliance.
Which means Unleashed Alliance is pretty much...
And because
no
battalions can have 6 elites, you can now, you can now get a little bit... We can get a little bit fucky here.
Yes, you can do weird shit.
The only problem is they can't engage and they can't...
I mean, how many CP is Unleashed Alliance?
It's 1 or 2, I think. Let me check.
So, can basically just make a fucking Vanguard detachment.
Yeah, it's 2 CP.
So for 1 extra CP, just make a Vanguard detachment.
Yeah. A shitload of Alarus, yeah.
Filled with Alarus.
An Alarus HQ and then a bunch of Alarus individual models.
Hell yeah. And the Alarus kind of got mean because their nade launchers are kind of spooky now.
Yeah, I'll get onto that in a second.
Strength 5, AP minus 3.
D3 shots, damage? Assault D3, Strength 5, AP minus 3, but only 1 damage.
Yeah, that's fucking good.
Yeah, and if they keep their stratagem to snipe characters,
memes ensue.
And there's like so let me just I'm gonna be the crazy guy with the trying to explain the board behind him with the fucking red wire everywhere. So right, the Alarus, right? You can take them in units of 1/6. They now have their bolters are rapid fire 1, strength 4, -1, flat 2. Their grenade launchers are D3, strength 5, AP minus 3, 1 damage. I believe there is a martial Qatar stance where you can advance and...
Wait. Sorry, I'm just going to spoil the fun because I just realized you can't take more than 3 units of them anyway, so it ruins the whole fun.
Gee. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I didn't think... It just dawned on me. I was like, oh, fuck, you can't really do it.
Anyway, yeah, so there's a martial Qatar that allows them to advance and shoot, I think. As if they hadn't advanced or some with rapid fire weapons. Yeah. And you've obviously got the strat to target characters. So you can have like a bunch of Alarus charge across the board, advance, and ass blast a character off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
For 1 CP and a change in stat.
But what I'm sad about, however, is with this unit size change, something tells me that means Unleashed Alliance is no longer a thing.
Yeah, I do wonder that. We did hear that leak that said that their strats are changing, but we don't know how.
Rip.
That'd be annoying. Finally, the Blade Champion, like we said, gives +1 to charges versus whatever it charged against it. Trajan Valoris, his axe has finally fucking changed. He is now strength 10, AP minus 3, flat 3 damage. And he's got 8 wounds. Here's the funny thing that I found out today. You know the Indomitable Constitution Warlord trait gives them an extra 2 wounds? And all of the HQs are getting an extra wound.
It's not a Warlord trait.
Sorry, Captain Commander trait.
It's Captain Commander trait, yeah.
It's going to make it... If you put that on any of your shield captains, it will make them targetable. Because they've got over 9 wounds.
So, Yeah, I just thought of that as well.
So you can't. You don't want to. You don't want to put that. You don't. You don't
on
want to put that
anyone.
on anything.
You're too big.
Yeah, they literally become monsters because they've got so much HP. Even like anything can shoot them if you put that on the guy. So I don't
they're no
know.
longer covered by the lookout sir rule.
Yeah.
Question is, I don't. Yeah, no, that's weird. I was wondering, are they still gonna get those
Captain Commander traits. I don't know. Maybe they'll
Captain
cost points
Commander
instead of CP. Wouldn't that be fucking nice? Eh?
I think that's. I expect that's what's gonna happen because that's
Yeah.
how it works for every other faction.
Yeah.
So it'd be weird if they still cost CP.
Yeah. So overall, 90% of the rule changes I like. I don't care for Catar's. I don't think it is remotely fluffy. I don't like the name, but I'm sure it will be good and change the way the army plays. And please God, don't take away my emblems.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough if those go.
Yeah.
I don't know how they gonna.
I was most sad that there were no like additional attacks on profiles.
Yeah,
Like Alaris only getting 4 attacks is concerning.
It's but they hit pretty hard, and they already have. The thing is, like with Custodes, 4 attacks, I think is pretty decent because they already have the good weapon skill.
Yeah.
So it's not like you got 2 or 3 attacks, but you're hitting on a 3 up or a 4 up. So it's pretty good. They're still consistent.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's an odd one. And obviously with the changes to the secondaries, it also adjusts the way the army's going to function as well. But hopefully, I think it'll just mean people will bring sisters, and I think a lot less people will be taking dreadnought spam now. Fucking rip me.
Or will they take more?
Yeah.
Well, it depends though, right? Think about it. If the inborn save bonus is gone, dreadnoughts become that much better because they're going to be the ones that don't lose.
Yeah, that's true. This is a valid point.
They're going to be the tankiest unit you have access to.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing Solar Watch and running a Blade Champion with Sally Forth, giving him the Eagle's Eye, so he's got a 3-up inborn, and giving him a Captain Commander Warlord trait of Unstoppable Destroyer.
I wouldn't count on all of those still being there. I don't know. I think it's just still like such a wait and see.
Yeah.
It's still very up in
Can
the
you
air.
imagine a Blade Champion with Unstoppable Destroyer? Consolidating 6 inches into characters. Oh, baby. Let it happen. And if it costs points instead of CP, fuck yeah.
I want to believe.
GSC. I'll be honest. I don't know much about GSC.
I'll be honest.
fucking threw these together. The Reductor Saboteur does mortals.
Saboteur does mortals.
Oh wait, that's the wrong slide. Wrong slide.
Just change that sentence to. I'll be honest. I don't actually give a shit.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because none of us play.
No, so I've never played against GSC ever.
No.
I have seen a GSC model in the flesh, and that's about as far as my experience goes.
We've heard of them. We heard there's like 5 people playing them.
There's dozens of them.
There is at least 5 players.
Yeah.
That still play GSC.
I know James
might go up to 10.
Yeah. James
have you seen them? Have you actually seen?
No, I haven't.
GSC
I haven't
models?
actually witnessed his models.
Exactly. He's just a fucking poser. You're a liar and a thief.
I mean, Robin had GSC, but he didn't play them.
I'll put one up in the fucking chat when we're done. Actually, Nathan, you lie. You have seen them because when we set up my Fiverr account.
I've seen a picture of them. I haven't actually seen him in the flesh.
That's it. He's never seen you take the picture, so...
Okay.
That'll be your job. That'll be your job for next year. Start a GSC army.
GSC army.
Unless they suck absolute shit, in which case don't bother.
Yeah.
I think it'll still be worth having them.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Tell you what I'm excited about.
They look cool as shit, don't they?
They do.
They look
I
pretty.
fucking love those vehicles.
I'm already a start collecting set. About 3 squads of neophyte initiates and 3 squads of the aberrants.
Oh,
Abhorrent.
Aberrant, yeah.
Aberrant.
Well, boy, do I
And
have
3
news
Three
about
squad of
Aberrants.
Taliban
Yeah.
suicide.
Yeah. I've
Taliban
got news
suicide
about
killers.
Aberrants, James. I don't know what it means.
What?
I hope it means something to you. I'll get
Go on.
onto it at the end because it's on the last slide. But crossfire
Okay.
is the thing. Crossfire
Yes.
keyword.
That's a cool rule.
It's a rule that exists. It's going to be a bit complicated in the movement phase, but you get +1 to wound. And
Yeah.
also, there's like a point upgrade that you can give to a unit that has the crossfire keyword, so that when it deep strikes, it automatically gets crossfire, which is kind of cool.
I don't. I think that the rules are really powerful.
Yeah, the thing is about this is it's going to be to do with the whole blip thing, isn't it? Where you can, so you've got your units out on the board, say turn 1 or any time after that, and then units are going to pop up using the whole blip system and that, and come out of cover. And as long as you position them in a way so that the enemy squad is between 2 squads, then they're going to get +1 to the wounds.
Yeah.
Which, when you think about it, the majority of the weapons that are shooting from a GSC unit are either fucking guardsmen's las guns or auto guns, which are strength 4 AP0 AP0 1 damage.
Okay.
So the fact that like not much will do much, but the ones that do, you said, is going to get +1 to the wound.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're right. They're not known for their shooting.
They're
But
not.
they do have some interesting options for shooting. Like they got the mining lasers.
And they've got a new cannon.
They've got a new cannon.
Rules. Yeah, seismic cannon rules. New seismic cannon rules. I'll get onto those in a bit.
Mm.
Acolytes
Okay.
are now
Just
T4
quickly...
and can summon cult. I don't know what
Ooh.
this means. What does it mean, James?
Okay.
What does it all mean? What
I
are
don't
acolytes?
know what the summon means, but the fact that acolytes are T4, that they're the Genestealer hybrid. So they're not a full Genestealer, they're more than a human. So it's the guys with the additional arm and claw. They either run them as kind of close combat units, or ambush units, in the sense that they've got some good short range
Okay, so they're
firepower.
like Yu-Gi-Oh players. You know, you've activated my trap card.
Yeah, I activated my trap card, and I can see where you were going with that.
Yeah, and also they suck dick.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, Nathan.
No. I like this Reductor Saboteur model.
Yes, let's talk about the mortal wounds. She does them.
So
lots of them.
So
okay, now
via ways.
Well, no, because she's got the remote explosive, which is 24-inch range, assault 2d3.
Bam!
Yeah. This is your IED specialist.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar!
Oh, dude, I don't think we can do that.
Careful.
Bang! We're not monetized anyway. Who gives a shit?
Strength 8, -3, 1 damage, but if it's a vehicle or a monster, it has a damage characteristic of 3. You can also hide her in terrain and in buildings.
And she gets +1 to her save, and then another +1 to her save.
No, she can't be targeted.
Oh. But she does get double +1 to her save.
She does get double +1 to her save, and if she's in a building, I'm sure she can't be targeted unless the unit is within 12 inches.
I read
and
things.
then she's got explosion
noises.
Boom. Yeah, and then you've got the mortals, which is the. I hope you get these little.
You get fucked by the Reductor Saboteur. Is that what you're gonna say? I hope this model fucks your day up.
I hope she puts a IED right up your keister.
I hope she puts a Reductus in my Sphinctus.
I want to play them. I'm gonna paint them as the Taliban. I'm gonna declare fatwas on all you infidels. It's gonna be great.
In hell, man. You just missed out the jihad, and then that was it.
Oh, okay. They get crossfire-based stratagems. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, they also get to
ambush markers.
Just like
one of, I heard it. I'm telling you, it's. I've read a leak. I've read a leak.
Oh god.
This is gonna end up being
One of their sub
podcast
factions is ISIS.
Ambush markers are gone. I don't know what
They
I
get a
mean.
bonus to the fatwa rule.
Choose one enemy unit. It becomes a kafar. Oh god. James, what does Primus lets you deploy 3 units 3 inches closer mean?
What?
The Primus lets you deploy 3 units 3 inches closer. I wrote it. I don't remember what it means. Sorry.
Right, so normally I think it's they can deploy up to just 6 inches away instead of 9.
Of what?
Deep strike.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Fuck's sake, man. So that lets you pop up 3 inches away, which is automatic, which is almost an auto charge.
That's pretty fucking cool.
That is pretty fucking cool. That will, well, if you're allowed to pair that with Genestealers, that's going to cause.
So you're telling me they have a better Vexilla teleport homer that doesn't cost 3 CP?
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of their whole shit.
Why the fuck aren't they winning tournaments?
You can deep strike all you want if all you're gonna do is do a stiff fart towards your opponent afterwards.
Yeah,
and then
with those
on this fart back, you
AP
just fucking die.
Right. Other rules. The Saboteur allows a similar sort of thing, allows deep strike within 3 inches, but the unit can't charge, so it's completely fucking pointless. Unless you got like really short range shooting things. Cult vehicles gain the Cult Creed, which I assume is their like chapter tactic thing. Unquestioning loyalty is now basically a bodyguard rule. Rending claws get +1 strength, and 6s become the wound become damage 2. Who has rending claws?
So that will be.
What does this all mean?
Rending claws are going to be your Genestealers. They're going to be your Acolyte hybrids and your Patriarch and not the Neophyte hybrids. Is it the Acolyte hybrids? And there's a second unit. 2 seconds. Aberrants might possibly get them. It's basically, the ones with the fucky arms.
Yes, yeah.
Like, yeah, them ones.
The Burlocks, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of their new rules is they get free weapons from the U.S. military
Damn it.
to fight the Russians, I think it was.
Not the Russians, the Valhallans.
The Vostroyans, the Valhallans, whoever the fuck.
The Vostroyans, the Valhallans. Okay.
All of them. All of them.
And the Talon train them up.
They get free Bane Blades.
Yes. Yeah. The seismic cannon has 2 profiles. What's the seismic cannon, James? Who has the seismic cannon?
I have no idea. As far as I knew, that was just mining, like big mining.
Okay, there's a seismic cannon, James. It has 2 profiles, a short range and a long range. It's strength 4, AP -1, flat 2, and then strength 7, AP -2, flat 3, which combined with crossfire means that the strength 7 profile kind of going to shit on vehicles reasonably well.
Yeah.
Except Lehman Russes, because they're 2 up save.
I think you'll tend to find those are gonna go on either the Ridge Runners, the Rock Grinders, possibly, and it's a big possibly here, it might go on the Jackal Riders.
Oh yeah, I see.
The guy with the quad
Yeah.
bike. Atalan Jackal, sorry. Atalan Jackal's the guy with the quad bike might get one, because I know he either gets a mining laser or a big fancy flamer.
Yeah.
So
Metamorph
again,
claws are now power fists. James,
Strength times 2, AP minus 2.
2 damage.
2 damage.
again, you're going to find the metamorph claws on the
Metamorphs.
Yeah.
the metamorphs, yeah.
Aberrants. Aberrants are now. Oh god. Aberrants are now T5 with 3 attacks. James.
Why do you keep going to me? I know as much as you two.
Media. Hybrid
the-
metamorphs, my dude.
Yeah, tell us about the
Aberrant.
metamorphs.
Let me just find what an aberrant is. It's an elite.
Aberrants are the ones with the fucking axe, power picks and power hammers.
Oh,
and,
they've got rending claws too.
Yeah, and they've got a fucking there's one that carries a street sign for some reason.
Heavy improvised weapon. Fucking hell! It's strength times 2.
The Taliban are really good at improvised weapons.
Yeah, it's a big giveaway sign.
They get to make 2 hit rolls for what the fuck? Why is the street sign 20 points and why is it strength fucking 10, AP minus 1, 2 damage, and they get 2 fucking extra attacks with each weapon? The fuck?
It's blessed by Allah.
Oh, that's enough for today.
Traffic.
I'm gonna go cry into the pillow. That's it, boys. That's it. We reached the end of the PowerPoint. I hope no Genestealer players were watching this, hoping for some deep
Quality content.
quality. Yeah, just anything of value whatsoever. That's it. Anything else to add except explosion noises and various cultural references? Dan?
There's some spoilers for Craft Words that were pretty cool.
I don't give a fuck about Craftworld.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Wait, really? Was there?
Yeah, there's been some of the leaks I've been like confirmed by some people. It looks like by looks of things, Craft World, their like baseline rule, like army-wide rule, is gonna be a movement of 6 inches after they shoot, so they get to like constantly move, shoot, move.
Oh,
which is pretty fucking wacky, if you ask me.
I know, crazy.
There's a new Blood Angel and Imperial Fist model, isn't there?
The Horus Heresy, yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice models, and they're in plastic. So.
Yeah, which is nice. So they've got some conversions. I think I'm going to probably try and pick up I'll probably pick up the Blood Angel Jump Captain one.
You know, at the end of this podcast, I'm gonna have the Ben Affleck face.
Why?
Why the fuck am I even here?
Why? What's the problem, Nathan?
Anyway,
I thought we were here to discuss the Genestealer codes.
Yeah, man. And we have discussed them at great length.
You know that if we ever get any form or anywhere near, we go into talks with anybody about monetization, and this video is going to get pulled, deleted, never.
What, for making fun of terrorist organizations? I think we're fine, mate.
Who can know? Maybe in the year 2020,
look,
30.
If the big YouTubers can go and talk to kids, okay, I think we can make a couple of shitty jokes about the Taliban. Yeah,
it's true. It's not like they have any freedom of speech laws or anything.
No.
What did they gotta do? Bomb my house?
Sue us. They're gonna copyright strike us on YouTube, and there's nothing we'll be able to do about it because YouTube's copyright shit sucks. For the next 30 years, fighting to take it to court, except the court will be destroyed because they bombed it because it's fucking art or whatever.
Illegal.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there before the tirade continues. Thank you everybody for not tuning in and not watching this after the fact.
There's 3 people watching, dude. That's
Yeah,
whack.
I noticed. Stay for
Why are
the
you here?
premium. Why are you? Oh no, let's not.
Why are you running?
Yeah, you can catch
How's
us
it gone?
next Wednesday. Stop it, James. Stop it. Unless it's about Genestealers.
Nothing.
You can catch us next Wednesday at 7 p.m. for a highly professional battle report where
Catch
we'll
these
be
nuts.
playing. Got him. Well, we will be playing Imperial Knights versus what were they Imperial Knights playing against, Dan?
An army.
Okay, catch
Of
us
sorts.
next Wednesday with Dan and Andy playing Imperial Knights, and you can catch us next Sunday for another podcast of such high octane memes.
Quality.
Say goodbye,
Such a-
everybody.
Sophisticated.
Genestealers.
Highly intellectual.
Goodbye. See ya.